Hello and welcome to Thought Provoking Tech. I'm Zach, and in today's video, I'm going to be benchmarking or showing you the benchmarks for Players Unknown Battlegrounds, also commonly called PUBG. I'm playing today on Paperspace with their GPU Plus plan, and I am streaming with or using Parsec to decode and or encode and decode the streaming video. So with that in mind, on the top right you'll see my local FPS. On the top left you will see what the FPS from the server itself is actually getting. So I've kind of fine-tuned it a little to try to get those numbers to be as identical as possible. I have cranked up the settings a little bit. Oh great, the guy dropped right with me. I have cranked up the settings just a little bit so that it's a little higher fidelity. Once again, if I made it so that the lowest end machines, which is the lowest end machine from Paperspace, the gamer plan from the gamer tier from Liquid Sky is definitely lower tier because it has drastically less VRAM and as well as CPU cores. But this is one of the lower end machines that I'm going to be benchmarking. Let's see, I'm going to try to get a little bit farther away from some guys. So let's go ahead and try to get to this little complex here. Doesn't look like I'm with anybody over here. So go here to loot real quick. But I don't want to tailor the game to, or the settings to the lowest machine, you know, the lowest FPS machines or the lowest the specs machines. I don't think that's really the best way to test this. I mean, the end result is to get 60 FPS for the best quality stream, but you know, keeping that in mind, I don't think you should tailor the game or the game settings so that every machine gets 60 FPS. Now, once again, you could definitely fine tune this a little and maybe get a little higher FPS out of this game or out of the gamer tier. But what I want to do is just kind of have all the games on a steady benchmark. And I definitely don't want all the games to be maxing out, you know, 60 FPS right off the bat. There are definitely ways you can optimize it. I've actually kind of already done a little bit of optimizations and got what I think is a decent playable experience on the majority of the machines. Oh, hitting the wrong button. And I hope I can get something besides the darn pistol pretty quickly. That would be very nice. But it doesn't look like I'm going to have that luck quite yet. There's some 12 gauge. There was a guy that jumped farther that way, so I'm going to go back to this building, hopefully get a little better weapon. And there we go. Got a couple attachments. Oh wow, nice. Definitely do need to be on the lookout though. All level 1 gear. Jeez. Not doing too bad. plenty of bandages. But let's go ahead and take them. Sure, there's a guy anywhere close here. Level 1 still. I really only need 5.56, but I'll go ahead and pick up the 7.62 in case I get an alternative assault rifle. If you didn't already notice, you can see that assault rifle is definitely my favorite. I got a bunch of SMG stuff that I don't need. Alright. Expecting to see anyone at any point now. Another M16, doing good on ammo on that. Don't think the dude landed here. As it landed further along. There's an awful lot of good stuff around here. Yeah, let's go ahead and stick with the slow loading, but a little bit better ammunition in my opinion. Seriously, wow. Wish I had a scope. Other than a red dot. Alright, see, where am I at? Oh, I'm actually not in that bad a position. I go back that way. I know there's people back that way, but I'll go back that way and see what I can find. I prefer the wooded areas, to be honest, but yeah, how close is that area to the border? Oh, that's not that bad. I really prefer squads, but I prefer doing my benchmarks in the solo play, simply because since I'm just benchmarking, and especially at the beginning when I was kind of fine-tuning things, I don't want my performance to negatively impact upon my squad mates any more than it normally does, I guess. If I could get some type of optic, I would be super happy right now. I hit a couple of these buildings. The line isn't closing in. It's a slow first iteration. Can't tell if places have been looted yet. Sometimes people do close doors. Either they've been looted or have had extremely bad luck. I'm going with probably being looted. Or maybe not. And there's absolutely nothing here. So it sure does look like they've been looted. Haven't seen anyone yet, but that doesn't mean anything. And it really does look like these places have been looted. Oh yeah, definitely. Door open. Alright, so that just means time to get out of here then. There's nothing good here. The dude that landed in front of me, he probably came over here instead of coming to those houses up above. I originally thought he had landed at. Wide open plains, I hate them. People are probably starting to get fortified. I should be able to tell pretty quickly though where it's going to go from here. I might go to the shack real quick. Alright. Wow. The place I marked might not be that bad of a place to go to. I can't carry all of it, but I really don't need that much. 762. Alright, so I guess I'm just going to go to that zone. So you can see that the FPS counter in the top right, which once again is my local machine, and the FPS counter in the top left are doing pretty good at being pretty close to each other for the most part. And we're just going to try to stay in the lowlands once I get down here. Don't know if anyone went to places I went to, but if they did, they're not going to get much. One final thing on that: if the server is above 60, the local machine will cap out at 60 FPS. So just keep that in mind, or it should cap out at 60 FPS if I remember correctly. Sometimes bushes really look like people. And on that note, you do lose a little bit of the graphical fidelity, which is part of the reason why I have the AA cranked up for visibility of people and the view distance, of course. Don't really want to set in town. But this definitely isn't a great place to be either, down in the bottoms. Decent tree cover, but not the greatest. Nothing good. I'm betting by now there's people over in that area. Possibly not. Oh shit. That was bad. I meant to alt, not the space bar. I might have got lucky and they weren't paying attention. I think if they were, they would be getting shots fired at me right now. The area is still decently sized. I don't know which building would be the best to stand off in. Hey, I don't think anyone's been here. What do I want to drop? Need that. Probably don't need that many of these. Let's go ahead. I got that. I don't want to drop just one. Drop all 40 or 39, I guess. Okay, cool. There's room for that now. I guess I can pick those back up. Oh, are you kidding me? Now the server has issues. Okay, there we go. Alright, get everything in assault mode. Alright, don't know where the best way to defend this little place is. Could defend here, then I could always fall back. There's no windows here, so that's not a bad place, but it is a grenade. Open the grenades. Let's go and close the door. I'm gonna check out this place real quick. Is there anything crazy? Don't really need my magnified optics that I was requesting earlier. Down to 32. I think that first house is probably going to be the best to defend in. I go back there and hide out. Wait to see what's going to come up. Tons of smoke grenades. I mean, smoke grenades everywhere. That is nice. Less reloads is good. Assuming I don't die, this little adventure was worth it. And there's no windows back here. I can always retreat back here. No way to get in back here. This might be a decent place to set up. Real quick, check out the map. Damn it, I'm outside the area. Alright, so gotta move in. Down to 30 people. There's definitely a person up there. Can't tell if he has a magnified. I have no idea if he would have a magnified scope or anything, so might be best to try to find a ridge line. Tough, I gotta go his way. Alright, let's get around this little area, get to some cover. Alright, down to 27. Where does I do that? There he is. Let's see if he's seen me yet. He hasn't shot at me yet. I don't know if he's seen me though. Tough. I know there's a reason why I don't do that. I hate the guns on full auto. I'm horrible at them. Ah, darn it. Alright, so I knew better than playing with it on full auto. But you know, you get the point. Hopefully the benchmarks or the FPS counters in both portions gave you a good insight into kind of the performance of the GPU plus plan with Paperspace kind of providing the computational power, and with Parsec doing all the rendering or the encoding and decoding of the streaming video. As you can see, it's definitely a playable experience, very enjoyable. Seemed when I did the benchmarks, and since I'm playing this the second time, so when I do the graph, if you see any kind of inconsistencies, that's because this is the second playthrough. Because when I do the benchmarks, the FPS counters disappear. Fraps hides those when you're actually benchmarking, but I need to do the benchmark, so I get a very accurate reading of the. It gives me. I have two benchmarkings set up. It'll give me the high, the low, and the average, and as well as another one gives me a listing of all the FPS, so I can do a nice little graph. So once again, that was the the GPU Plus tier from Paperspace using Parsec as the streaming client. Once again, I hope you thought this was enjoyable. This is my kind of secondary account, which I'll throw off like full benchmarks like this so you can see the full thing, rather than like kind of hopefully super edited down clips. Try to keep my main channel to shorter videos, but this should have stuff and maybe some behind the scenes. I guess this is in a way behind the scenes kind of content. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you check out the links that are on the banner that rotated throughout this video, as well as making sure to leave a comment if you have any questions or suggestions. And also make sure you like the main channel as well as this channel to stay tuned for everything thought-provoking tech that I'm making through Thought Provoking Tech. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. And until next time, Zach out.